Hey, this is the 10th and final lesson for this training course that lays the foundation to become a naturally attractive man. It is built upon a very simple rule for success. You watch each lesson and you continue to the next one only after you have done all the exercises in that lesson. The true power of this course lies on your participation. So if you haven't been on this course from the beginning, then push the button on the top right corner right now. However, if you have, well, then let's continue with lesson 10. So, welcome to the last lesson in this course. As we are ending this training course, I want you to recognize how you have pushed yourself further than most men ever will. You have separated yourself from the average man in ways that you see already and in ways that will become clearer in the future. So, congratulations for putting in the effort and reaping the rewards. However, before I continue with the final lesson telling you how to approach women, I have to, for the last time, make sure you have completed all the previous exercises 100%. Because if you haven't, what I'm about to tell you might not make much sense to you or won't be as powerful as it could be. Only continue watching this lesson if you have completed all the previous exercises. I'm gonna tell you a secret I have discovered. Approaching and meeting women is simple and easy. If it's difficult or scary or whatever, it's because we have made it so in our heads. Men always come asking what to say to a woman, asking how to start the conversation. Some think you have to be extra sleek with the perfect line for that moment specifically. Others believe that you should be indirect and avoid giving away the obvious reason you are there talking to this woman. But, as Brian from The Fearless Man loves to say, approaching women is not so much about what you say or what you do, it's more about who you are being. Even with the greatest pickup lines, a nervous, self-rejecting man will fail almost all of his approaches. But the man who is grounded, who knows that it's perfectly natural to approach women anywhere in any situation, will succeed most of his, and without any special lines. Success, however, is a big word that could mean anything. One man's success is getting her contact information. The second wants a date 3 hours later. Another will feel that the approach was a success if she liked him. Or, to make a general observation, men feel that the approach was a success if the woman validates him of his attractiveness. This is called being attached to the outcome. When a man needs validation from a woman to consider the approach a success, he will be more nervous than he should be and less attractive by default. If you want to be unattached from the outcome, which you should, then I invite you to frame success in a different way. My main criteria for success is one I got from Zan Perion. Did I show up as a man? Did I express myself truthfully? Did I say what I appreciate about her? And did I say how I would like the world to be arranged? Me and her together. After all, men are attracted to women, women are attracted to men. It's all perfectly natural. Then, even if she rejects me, I have already won. I did what a man was supposed to do. I am not attached to the outcome of my approach. I am only interested in whether I expressed myself truthfully or not. From my point of view, if a man would change his view of a successful approach from getting something from a woman to expressing himself truthfully, his approaches would become that much more effective. And this brings me to my next point. Be okay with rejection. The reason why most men aren't that direct and upfront is because they fear rejection. Funnily enough, one of the keys to becoming great with women and great at approaching and meeting them is to be okay with rejection. A man who is okay with the possibility of being rejected before he approaches a woman will be more at ease during the initial conversation and therefore more attractive, making it less likely he will get rejected. To get to where rejection doesn't sting you anymore, you will need to do two main things. First, you will need to meet quite a lot of women to see it firsthand that if a woman isn't interested in you, that it isn't a big deal. Just because she didn't desire you in that moment doesn't mean that you as a man are not desirable. A person's reaction does not set your personality and worth in stone. And even if you aren't attractive right now, remember, we can all become better through experience, reflection, and taking action. Second, you have to base your criteria for success on whether you showed up as a man, because that's when you base your success on things you can control. Only then can you truly improve. Most men make the mistake of thinking that her response makes or breaks the approach. Sure, in the beginning, you might not be the greatest at approaching. No one is. Everyone needs experience and practice. Everyone can become better. And sure, it isn't all flowers and happy dances if a woman isn't interested in you. You found a woman intriguing enough to put yourself out there, but she doesn't feel the same way. It sucks. But the important thing is showing up and learning from the experience. When you master these two, success equals showing up as a man and rejection is nothing to be afraid of, then approaching women will become simple and easy for you as well. But what should you say to a woman? How should you approach her? My method for approaching is simple. I speak my truth. That's most of what I do. Oh, hey, you look like someone I would like to meet. Hey, so I was sitting there and I thought that later I would be really pissed at myself if I did not come to meet you. Hey, you look intriguing and I hope you're single. I of course am not always this direct, but for the purpose of this lesson, I will give you 2 examples of me being just that. Recently, I was visiting a friend in another city. While I waited in that city for the bus to arrive, I noticed this beautiful woman working at an outside vegetable counter. She was busy talking with customers as I was observing her. And much to my discontentment, the bus arrived before I had the chance to go and meet her. But I decided that I was going to go to the same place the next day and meet her then. The next day arrived, and to my delight, she was working there again. So I stepped to her counter and said, "Hey, I haven't come as a customer." She replied with a suspicious, "Okay." "I saw you here yesterday, and I wanted to meet you then, but you were busy and I had the bus to catch. However, I'm here now." "You wanted to meet me? Why?" With a smile on my face, I replied, "Because you look like the type of girl I would like to invite to a coffee. Although I don't drink coffee, but that's not the point, isn't it?" She smiled, her face turned pinkish red. "Aw, that's so cute. Your face is all red because of me. Come, have coffee with me." I can't," she replied. "You have a boyfriend, don't you?" "Yes, I do." "Of course you do. Look at yourself." Then I paused, thought for a second and said, "But if you hadn't, we would be lovers and you know it." I said it with slight amusement. "Yes, I would take you as a lover as well, although I wouldn't cheat." "Ha, yeah, well, I didn't mean lovers like that. I meant lovers as in people who get along intimately. But you are not my girl, so you can relax. I won't seduce you. Anyway, pretty girl, what's your name?" We then continued to talk and get to know each other. It was a nice, easygoing experience for me and for her. So, let me break this conversation down for you in some of the key parts and give you a glimpse of who I was being. Notice how I started the conversation with the truth and then I continued with the truth by telling her about my experience the day before. As you can see, everything I said was simple and it came from my truth in that moment. That's why I don't have to think long about what to say. Because I say the truth, almost unfiltered. I am sharing my experience. That's why I say keep it simple. And the truth in this matter usually is simple. Another key thing I want you to get here is the moment she told me that she can't come for a coffee with me. I didn't take it as a rejection. It didn't really faze me. I know that the odds are always stacked against me because beautiful and great women are often taken. And that's what I love about meeting new women. It's always a pleasant surprise if they are single. Also, what I want you to get from this is that I didn't just go away from her the moment I found out she was taken. I love the company of women, especially when they have an open personality. Even more so when they are beautiful as well. I don't need anything else. Just talking with them gives me experience, joy, and is a wonderful thing in itself. And if you want to know what we talked about, I used the fourth method I described in an earlier lesson, And from there, I got enough clues that piqued my curiosity for us to talk for an hour, until I had stuff to do. So that was the first example. Let me give you another. Stop, time out. Since in the beginning, YouTube doesn't allow me to upload videos that are longer than 15 minutes, I will make this lesson into 2 parts. And this moment right here seems to be a good place to end part 1. If you're watching this from the playlist, you can just wait a couple of seconds. If not, then you can just push the link to the video on the screen right now. See you in the next part.